So, hello there, and it's been a while since we posted anything online, but we're working down in our property, in one of our fields, and we thought it might be fun for you guys to join us. Yesterday we pulled out a bunch of roots, well, stumps, and today we're going to take those and make a little bit of a fence to stop some very inconsiderate people from putting putting trash on our property. And as you can see, our setup is not quite as polished as it needs to be. So let me see if I can get it a little bit better polished here. Alright, so Marnie, my wonderful wife, came out here and cleared up a bunch of the holes earlier today. So that just leaves us for grabbing some of the root balls and hauling them down to the other side of the property and setting up the fence. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come up here and grab this first one, which is the roots of a stump of a cherry tree that we cut down last year. So we're still very new to this tractor, very new to what's going on. But hopefully some of you will find it a little bit interesting, and others will at least find it interesting enough not to cuss us out for doing something too stupid. So our property is located in central Michigan. I imagine a fair number of you know right about where that's at. We have a decent sized chunk of property here, and people like to come out in the woods here and dump trash for whatever reason. And as property owners, we don't like that. And we've been opening up the property for turning some of the fields into habitat for honeybees. So as we're preparing the fields for being able to be tilled, we have all these root balls. And what do we do with the root balls? Well, the old timers used to use the root balls for making makeshift fences. Well, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. So we're going to grab these root balls and take them down to the problem areas, or the areas that we think will be problem areas, drop them off, and hopefully make it to where some people don't come in and drop trash off. Like right here to my left, which you can't see, is a dump where somebody actually came in with what looks like a small dump truck and dumped off a whole load of trash. Rock, dirty fill, various debris, and all kinds of other nastiness. Just all around nasty junk. So, what do we do with that? Well, we're still trying to figure that particular one out. We had another spot on the property where somebody came through and dumped a couple of trash bags full of clothing. Why clothing? I don't know. You'd think that that clothing, they would have taken it to the Goodwill or Salvation Army in town or any one of those places and given it to somebody in need. Nope. They decided that I'm going to drive out into the middle of the woods and put it on the bank overlooking a river, because apparently that's what people want to do with old clothing. Makes a lot of sense to me. Yep. So this field that we're working in, Marnie and I call it the tire field. We call it that because when we bought the property, there was a big bunch of tires in the field already. Old tires. Like the previous owner of the property was a mechanic or something, and rather than taking the tires in and disposing of them properly, they just dumped them in the field. 214 of these tires that were a pleasure for us to go through, collect, clean, and take in to a local disposal site and pay to have them taken care of. Fortunately, our state had a subsidy program for getting rid of tires that were like that. But 214 tires that all had to be cleaned in order to be taken in. Field tires that were just sitting out there. That needed to be cleaned. So this stump here is an old pine stump that was for a tree that was kind of in the way. Again, we want to take this field and turn it into something that would be nice for pollinators. It was a fern field when we got it, with a bunch of miscellaneous trees growing in the middle of it. Pine trees, a couple of other things, a bunch of popples, quaking aspens, big tooth aspens, that sort of stuff. That big old stump is making us front end heavy. We'll take it slow. Since we want to be able to get that field into a tillable fashion in a relatively short order, we decided that we're going to take the stumps out with the backhoe rather than just grind them down and deal with all the nitrogen that would be taken up by the root rot. If we want to plow the field or till the field, we don't want to deal with the problems that that would cause to the implements going through the field either. So getting rid of the actual roots, stumps, the big portions of things, seems like the best way of doing it. So it was either getting a backhoe in here or renting a mini excavator or something along those lines. I don't know if this door is shut all the way. It's rattling a lot. Since we knew we were getting the tractor, we just elected to get the backhoe on the tractor. And this was the first big stump that we took out. Being newbies to the whole process, it took us a few hours to work through it and get rid of the stump, but we did it. We'll set it right here next to the other one. Looks like it's bound up a little bit, so what we'll do is we'll back up away from it, see if it can drop off. And look at that, it did. Going to need to get down here with the chainsaw and clear up some of this so that way we can get in there a little bit more efficiently with the tractor. Very nice of Marnie to let me do this with the root balls. I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek because recently Marnie's been through some stuff, and for those of you who know the stuff that she's been through, they'll understand what I'm saying. Marnie's been out with the tractor and clocked in way more hours than I have, and that is fantastic. That makes me so happy that she's able to get out there, do this stuff, push dirt around out in the field, run the backhoe, operate the root grapple, do all that kind of stuff. She was out there today probably a couple of hours or so just playing around in the field with the dirt and the tractor, doing whatever she wanted to do, and left a couple of little old root balls for me to deal with. It's very nice of her to make sure I felt included. She secretly confided in me that she could have totally taken care of the root balls as well, but left them for me. It's very nice of her. Speaking of Marnie, here she comes, so let's pull up to her and see if there's any other root balls that need to be dealt with. Is there any other ones that need to be dealt with?
No. I forgot about this hole. This is the only one I couldn't fill because I was too nervous about the cab and the trees. So I didn't get real close.
Well, we can go back to the house and get the pole saw and one of the chainsaws.
Yeah, we don't have the bucket on now. I was going to say, unless you want to try it.
No. I trust you.
Well, now that that root ball is gone, I might be able to do it. I just couldn't maneuver very well.
Well, let me go over here and deal with that fallen log.
Okay.
And do we have a place we want to put that? I might put it over here next to the riverbank. If I can get it out of the field.
All right, I'll watch. I don't know what you
So Marnie was very nice and left me 2 of the big root balls. That meant she dealt with all the little ones herself already. She must have scooped them up with a bucket and already dealt with them somehow. But we got an old dead tree that's over here on the ground that needs to be picked up and moved. Not sure where we're going to take it to. But we'll figure it out. Still learning what's going on here. Seeing as how rotted it is, I think putting it over here on the fire pit's probably the best option. Alright, let's go see about grabbing the next piece. Bring it over here too. Let me tell you, Chompy, that's our little tractor that we're driving around here, has made getting work done on the property here so much faster, so much easier. Just a joy to drive and do all this stuff with. I think this one fell apart on me, but we got some of it. The rest of it will have to come get by hand. There's no way I'll be able to get that with the root grapple. So Chompy is a John Deere 4052R. Pretty new, only a few days old. Got her from the dealership here in Rosebush, and she had a fair amount of hours on her already, so got her at a bit of a discount. Not a lot of a discount, but a little bit of one. So I think that's it that I can do with the root grapple. I think Marnie might want to push a little bit more dirt after we get some tree branches cleared up. So I'll go over and talk to her and see what we can do. I think she's coming over here to clean Chompy's teeth. She's going to be the dentist. Take the hands off the controls.